Because what do you guys think the number one reason men cheat is? Just
Because they
give me
feel
a,
like
give
it.
me one sentence.
Just because they feel like it, or
Okay.
it's available.
And we're talking about married men, not like dating or
I'm
girlfriend
talking about
boyfriend.
married men. A lot of married men are single.
Okay. What you
Because
think? We're trying to give me.
someone else gave him what he wanted.
My
And I'm
husband,
not talking about
my
physically all
husband
the
cheated
time.
because he didn't get no sex. He wasn't getting respected. He didn't get no sex. That's just what it is.
Okay. Love, what you think?
I will go with the majority. The majority of men cheat because they're not getting what they want at home.
Okay. Shan?
I think some men just like varieties.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to just stay at home regardless.
Mary?
I think a lot of it has to do with the ego. Lacking something somewhere in regards to like the respect. Just them not feeling like they're the man they're supposed to be. Goddamn Venus. Shh.
Okay. Chris, sorry, what was yours?
No, I was just basically saying they're not getting whatever they need at home. So they're looking elsewhere for it. And it doesn't always have to be sexual. It could be attention, it could be respect, it could be a number of things.
So before we go into it, I just want to say shout out to Kevin3905. He sent us a $20 cash app. He's been on since the beginning. I think he might even be a new viewer. So shout out to Kev, man. So, and you can look this up. Men stepped out. Sex is second to appreciation. Men often feel underappreciated and undervalued in their marriages. That's something that can burn a hole, right? And if you notice, society does it too with Mother's Day versus Father's Day, right? You don't never see no men talking about I'm the mom and the dad, but men get undermined so much just on that. Just as a small example. Right, we get faced with new wave feminism. We get faced with this so-called patriarchy, like men, like the man who's waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting on the back of the dump truck, is somehow benefiting from this patriarchy. He literally doing that for his family. We know we get shit on, and it gets justified as black men specifically about what we do and don't do. We all get categorized into one category when the statistics don't necessarily support said category. So men will feel underappreciated. And then they go out to somebody who appreciates them. Because if you're talking about a high value man that's been having sex since sex, that can't be the only thing. Now, is monogamy necessarily natural? That's a discussion. But appreciation was one of those main things that caused men to step out, and obviously sexless marriages is very close. What do you guys think about that?
That's challenging to digest because your children barely appreciate you, and you have to do everything for your children, and you don't give them up because they don't say please and thank you. You still go to the end of the road and back for them. So men, you guys find these excuses like lack of appreciation and say, oh, we wanted to go hit that around the corner. No. You saw her on Instagram, saw her on Facebook, you saw her out at the club, and you hollered at it and you wanted it. I like when men take accountability for their actions.
Okay. Chris, what you think? The lack of appreciation is one of the biggest factors.
I can agree with that. I mean, I feel like just as a black man in general, it's already hard enough out there in the world for them, and then just to come back to your relationship where you want to feel that and you don't get it. I can see how it happens. I don't agree with it, but I can see it.
Anybody else want to comment on appreciation being the number one factor?
I agree with sis. Go ahead, Mary.
I was saying I agree as well. I mean, I, as a woman, would leave somebody for lack of appreciation. So I can see how a man would go cheat for lack of appreciation.
What you think, Shan?
I agree, but the question I have is, do you have to tell someone you appreciate them, or do you show them that you appreciate them?
I think it's a little of both. I think words of affirmation help men. I think oftentimes we may be expected to just do and go, but if my wife, one time she left this note on my computer like 3 years ago, I still got that note. It's like a sticky note. It don't stick no more, but I still have it. Right. And I'm pretty.
I may say thank you, I appreciate you. But they think you playing like, or you want something or whatever. No, that's me telling you I appreciate you.
Well, maybe the consistency of it, it won't feel so, I don't want to call you frivolous, but it won't feel
certain things, Okay, I'm just asking.
It's the little things that matter. Even with my husband, I pack his lunch every day for work and make him breakfast every morning. I leave a postcard with some type of I write down a motivation or any type of thing that could just make him feel good, and I stick it in his lunchbox.
Yeah, those things go far.
It's like little things like that.
That's very nice.
Let me ask for Tanya. What do you think about that?
I agree. I learned that. That was a learning lesson.
Okay, that's good. So you're saying throughout your experience when you were married or whatever the case?
Marriage was my main learning lesson in life on how to kind of deal with people in general.
Okay.
I feel like the comparison to children, though, that sis made is a little off, though, because children are children. I mean, we grown, you should know better. Like, if a person is communicating to you that they're not feeling appreciated, you need to do something about it if you value that relationship.
But your husband is your family, so we're talking about lack of appreciation. So now we're blaming women, not saying please or thank you on a day he needs that as his way, as a reason for him to go out and cheat.
But we're not talking about one day. I said I can see how it happens. We're not talking about one instance. It could be something that he's been talking about for a while. We're not saying like, oh, one and done. I didn't say thank you, so he just went around and cheated.
Men use any reason to cheat. They use any excuse, any reason to go cheat. What does you getting lack of appreciation from your wife have to do with fucking another bitch?
Appreciation is bigger than please and thank you. It's bigger than please and thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like that's.
I just need an answer. I need an answer to that question. What does me not saying please and thank you, making you putting a little note in your lunchbox have to do with you fucking another bitch?
Well,
I need an answer to that.
Here's how it actually.
Simple.
Here's how it actually.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, here's how it actually manifests. It manifests in please and thank you. Sexless marriages is always something. The house isn't peaceful. The house isn't well kept, right? You cooking me spaghetti, right? The lack of appreciation shows up in so many different ways. We all know spaghetti is a struggle meal. No offense to the strugglers, right? And so all these things are happening along with the lack of please and thank you, right? And I don't think we understand it now. You mentioned children. So in this hypothetical, children are involved, right? I'm not going to leave my children because of these things that I'm lacking when I can potentially get these things somewhere else and none of my household is affected. So that's how men think, because we lose during divorce, right? And so I'm going to keep my household whole, right? And I may try to fulfill those things elsewhere. Not wrong, right, or maybe wrong, right? Just based on what we know, but that's how men process that information, sis, because it is, I don't want to lose my children. I want to be with them every day. But I still have needs and I want to feel respected and wanted. So that's how it happens a lot of the time.
And I think it goes with the lack of appreciation.
Hold on, Mary, let me finish. I just took a pause. I wanted that to sink in. Secondly, think about this. Men's provision, right? If he pays most of the bills, just maybe in a more traditional sense, he pays most of the bills. He protects the house whenever necessary. He makes sure He does those things, make sure that the car is ready. He kills bugs, cuts the grass, the shit that men do. And he's paying the 80% of the bills, 75% of the bills. What happens as women? So the things that we value, they start to dissipate. Sex becomes less. Maybe your look, even though that shouldn't only thing that matter. The look may go. Your looks may fade a little bit. You may gain a little weight for whatever the reasons are, right? But these are the provisions you provide to men, whether you think them superficial or not. These are the things that we value. These are things that we want. So I'm gonna still pay the bills, but all my provisions are subsiding while I'm keeping up my end of the bargain. That's how men think too. I'm just telling you how we process it. Before y'all be like, that's bullshit. This is how niggas process it. Like, damn, I'm still paying the bills. I can't get no cheeks.
But you're getting the respect. Remember, you're getting the respect. You're getting the submission. Remember, men value those things. So you're still getting the respect. You're still getting the submission. You're still getting the appreciation. Now, if she got fat, okay, fine. If she can't have sex because she's dried up through menopause, okay, fine. But she's still giving you all those other things that you rated as top. She's still giving you peace at home. She's still being accountable.
Beauty and respect go for like 1 and 2.
I thought homeboy Kevin said submission and respect.
No, for love.
Okay, so I'm still showing you love. I'm still showing you that I appreciate you. I'm still see you, Shannon. So I'm still giving you those things right there. So why the fact that she got fat and is not giving sex but maybe once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks because of health issues? Why is that such an offense to y'all? And you'd be like, well, we still got to provide and have provision. Why can't you still give me what I need? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm still giving you all these tops.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're wrong. But beauty, from most of the posts and from what I understand, is usually number one. So I think they're all very important. But that presentation of your wife means so much. Sex is very important to a man. I'm just saying that these things fade, but we feel that we keep our end up, right? That's how we feel, and then these things aren't happening, and we feel like it's unfair.
Feelings are frivolous, and I'm not being nasty. I'm being very feelings are frivolous then, because you can feel like you're getting the short end of the bargain or short end of the stick, but I'm still giving you
Agent,
everything.
That's why I said feel. Yeah, I know. But I'm giving y'all insight into like men feel these ways too, but oftentimes we're not articulating well or at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
can y'all change though? But can y'all change? I'm saying you feel that way, right? But can there be a maturation to where y'all change and not be so offended if you can't get cheeks as often as you want?
If we can get real respect and submission, real respect and submission,
I hear you.
I think you guys will see more change come.
Okay.
But we really need that though, because like just to be vulnerable, like if I'm talking about myself, right? Like I don't hear a lot of noise, but the most noise that sometimes I hear, like when it's a rough patch at home, is at home. Like motherfuckers don't talk to me no type of way. And I'm not even saying it like I'm big and bad, but I'm hard to beat up. I ain't saying it's impossible, but like Chris and I work. She know like motherfuckers don't, like I don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So then you don't want to come home and your peace be interrupted in the only place, right? You know what I'm saying? Where everywhere else, like, everybody applauding and singing your graces for good reasons, so that can happen. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to understand, men, we have real tough exteriors, but feelings manifest in us a lot differently. They really do. So we get respect, right? And real submission, you can get the world from a man. If we got to fight you like another man, you probably get less from us.
And that's real talk. And I appreciate you saying that, because I can be just as vulnerable. It takes trust though, right? It takes trust.
Yeah.
And I think that's lacking because of, we talked about this before, with trauma and whatnot.
Mhm.
But if we
Yeah.
can really get vulnerable with one another, we would be unstoppable as Black men and women. We would be unstoppable with one another in the strides we would make with each other and in the world. But it's just, walls are put up and nobody wants to be vulnerable sometimes, and communication is lacking. But that's real. Like, I could give my man the most respect and love and everything he needs. But, women have to work through trauma and bring their walls down and, and whatnot. But that was real talk. I appreciate you even being that transparent.
No, 100%. All right, everybody give it up. I don't have my buttons. You know what I mean?